What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Trend or Trap. I am Dan Karpuc here for TrendsCenter as always, and we have 3 MLB games to go over on this beautiful Monday slate. It is August 17th, 2026, so let's get right into it with the Braves at the Twins. Martin Perez, 8-6 with a 2.96 ERA, is going to pitch for the Braves, while Bailey Ober, 7-4 with a 4.64 ERA, will toe the rubber for the Twins. Per TrendsCenter, the Braves have gone 16-5 on the money line. That's 76.19% for 9.5 units of profit as road favorites of minus 150 or less. So is this a trend to tail with the Braves minus 118 or a trap to fade with the Twins plus 117? I'm going to say that this is a trend to tail. Even though the Braves haven't been dominant on the road at 32-27 on the year and have a veteran journeyman on the mound, I think that they're clearly the team to side with in this matchup. Perez hasn't allowed a single earned run across 3 August appearances spanning 16 innings, and he's been utterly dominant in those games, allowing just 5 hits and 2 walks. The Twins have historically struggled against left-handed pitching, and Perez owns an 85th percentile pitching run value at Baseball Savant, a testament to how efficient he has been this year. As someone who limits barrels and has a high ground ball rate, Perez should be able to get through 5 or so innings with limited damage before turning things over to a great Atlanta bullpen. The Twins have gone 32-30 at home, and Ober gets the start after allowing 5 earned runs to the Orioles in his last start. Like Perez, he's a finesse pitcher who doesn't throw hard, but unlike Perez, he gives up a very high barrel rate and very low ground ball rate, culminating in a 38th percentile pitching run value. The Twins have one of the worst bullpens in the majors and rank 5th worst in ERA at 4.76. They should have a difficult time dealing with Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, who just hit his 36th homer of the year yesterday, Michael Harris, Ozzie Albies and company. This price is certainly a little bit fishy. I think Atlanta's going to close in the minus 135 to minus 140 range, but I think the value is with the Braves on the money line in this one, regardless of where you get it at in that particular range. I got it at minus 118, so I suggest if you're listening to this at night, the night before, or if you're listening to this early morning, hop on this one and try to get the best price that you can. The White Sox at the Cubs is the next game we're going to focus on. Luis Castillo, 4-9 with a 4.96 ERA, is going to pitch for the White Sox against Shota Imanaga, 8-9 with a 3.74 ERA. Per TrendsCenter, the Cubs have gone 14-1 on the money line. That's 93.33% for 12.35 units of profit as home favorites of minus 245 or less, with a total between 8.5 and 10 with Shota Imanaga starting. So is this a trend to tail with the Cubs minus 170 or a trap to fade with the White Sox plus 145? I think this is another trend to tail here. So Luis Castillo is coming off the best start of his season by far. 1 hit, 7 innings shutout with 10 strikeouts against the Reds. However, the Reds absolutely suck at the plate, and Castillo has been very bad on the year as a whole, sporting a 13th percentile pitching run value, 20th percentile XBA, and 27th percentile xERA to go along with an 18th percentile average exit velo, 19th percentile barrel rate, and 26th percentile hard hit rate. He has an uphill battle against the Cubs, who rank 2nd in the majors in runs scored per game and can hurt you in a variety of ways. Coming off a 3-game sweep against the Tigers in Detroit, this is a classic letdown spot for the Sox, who have gone 28-34 on the road this year. The Cubs have gone 36-26 at home this year and have won 4 of the last 5 Imanaga starts. Compared to Castillo, Imanaga has a much more respectable advanced profile and grades out in the 94th percentile in chase rate, 76th percentile in whiff rate, 95th percentile in walk rate, and 70th percentile in hard hit rate, among other metrics. This White Sox lineup is dangerous, yes, but own the 4th highest whiff rate and strike out 9.11 times per game. That's the 6th most. So the strikeout upside is going to be there for Imanaga. Overall, I like the Cubs in this spot. It might not be for you. It's not really for me to bet this as a single bet at minus 170, but if you're betting parlays, if you're parlaying a couple money lines together, this is one of the better options on today's slate, especially considering that 14-1 active trend on Chicago, I should say on the Cubs, because they're both Chicago in this matchup, at home in this one. Finally, the Dodgers at the Rockies. Blake Snell, 0-1 with a 5 ERA on the dot for the Dodgers versus Tomoyuki Sugano, 12-5 with a 4.43 ERA. Per TrendsCenter, the Rockies have gone 9-1 to the under, 90% for 7.9 units of profit at home with Sugano starting this season. Is this a trend to tail with over 11.5 runs, or a trap to a trend to tail with under 11.5 runs, or a trap to fade with over 11.5 runs? I'm going to say that this is a trap to fade. I'm going to go with the over 11.5 runs in this spot. Keep in mind, though, that I have gotten this wrong multiple times in a row. I think it's 3 times in a row now. This has been one of the most ridiculous trends of the entire season, and I'll get to exactly why in a second. So let's start off with Blake Snell. This will be Snell's 3rd start of the season, and he'll get a difficult matchup against the Rockies at Coors Field. Rather than focusing on Snell's small sample size, let's focus on how great Colorado has been hitting at home this year. They rank 1st in the MLB in average, 5th in on-base percentage, 2nd in slugging, and 3rd in OPS at home. And they've also been above average against left-handed pitching, regardless of the setting, all year as well. Snell has always had no-hitter upside. Yes, he has that every time he steps on the mound, but offensives thrive in this thin Rocky Mountain air, just like this Colorado lineup has, with very little name recognition all season long, which is why this total is 11.5. On the other side, Sugano has been the luckiest pitcher in the majors this season, and one of the luckiest pitchers I've ever seen, to be honest. The guy has 12 wins and a 4.43 ERA, but ranks among the worst in the 1st percentile in all of these things. xERA at 6.93, xBA 309, strikeout rate 13.9, and barrel rate 13.7. And his entire profile screams red flags outside of his walk rate. The Dodgers should be able to put the ball in play a ton, hit the ball very hard, which usually means great things at Coors. I'm not sure what kind of magic spell Sugano has used on opposing offenses with a 258 BABIP, but some negative regression is coming, and when it does, it's going to be fierce. I want to get ahead of it, and when you get ahead of this type of regression, it's going to absolutely explode, and I just want the joyful feeling to exude like when that happens. So I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just want this to finally hit so that I can finally rest at night. I don't know how Sugano has been doing this, and I just want to see it finally end. I think it's going to happen in this matchup against the Dodgers. So give me over 11.5 runs. That is it for today's episode of Trend or Trap. Head over to the TrendsCenter app, download it for free right now, and you could get 3 free days